Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan, and we're breaking down the NFL schedule. Oh, it's getting so much closer, and yeah, I need this in my life, really. This basketball stuff is great and all, but it ain't mama football, alright? So here, the Cowboys. Let's get right into them. This is going to be a pretty fun year for the Cowboys, I think. Versus the Giants, you're going to win. Barkley's better than Zeke at this point, sure, but the rest of Dallas's team is better than the rest of the Giants, so you're not really going to have a problem with them this season. At Washington, it's going to be a win. You have a figured-out offense. Washington does not. Versus the Dolphins, this is a win. Dolphins will take some weeks to really coalesce as a team, and as much as the Cowboys don't really have the greatest defense, they at least have figured themselves out offensively. This will be easy. At the Saints, this is a loss. It's Drew in the Dome, all right? It's not going to be pretty. This will be the first real test for the Cowboys, and they'll get their lip bloodied, all right? But then things start to get good. Yeah. So versus the Packers, this is a win because of the Vegas bump. These teams are pretty close. Dallas is just the home team, so they have the slight advantage. Then at the Jets, this is a win. Jets defense can hang, but their offense cannot. Versus the Eagles, this is going to be a win. Again, pretty close talent-wise. Bump goes to the home team. Then you have a bye week. This is kind of a mid-season-ish bye, not the greatest position to have it. People haven't been playing long enough to really get very hurt. Versus at the Giants, coming out of the bye week, this is a win. Amari Cooper is just too much for a team like the Giants, and that'll bear out. Versus the Vikings, this is going to be a loss. The Vikings are a tough team. And they're the kind of team that will win a few road games. And that's what really makes them a tough out during the regular season. They just have a very good overall unit. And Kirk Cousins may not be a playoff quarterback, but he's a great regular season quarterback. So, yeah, you're going to lose one at home. At the Lions, this is a win. Yeah, the Patriots' next defensive coordinator is not going to do so well in his final year coaching the Lions. So, yeah, take advantage of that. At the Patriots, I know, shocking. I think this is going to be a win. Matchups matter in this league. And the Patriots rely greatly on the strength of their secondary defensively. And I just think Amari Cooper personally matches up against Stephon Gilmore much, much better than almost any wide receiver in the league. You saw this now and again with receivers that don't necessarily take out top corners all the time, but just match up really well against a particular one for physical reasons. I remember as a Bills fan seeing Stevie Johnson do this to Darrelle Revis when nobody else could. It just... Now and again, you find a guy that matches up quite just perfect. And that's what it is for Dallas with Amari Cooper and Stephon Gilmore. For the Patriots, I think they'll take advantage of that for enough of the game to have a comfortable lead towards the end and not choke it out. So, versus the Bills, this is going to be a win. Yeah, the Bills are not going to be good enough this season to win a road game in Dallas against a good solid offense there. At the Bears, this is a loss. The Bears have the perfect defense to beat this offense. And the Bears' offense is better than the Cowboys' defense. That's how I see it. Versus the Rams, this is a loss. The Rams won't take a Super Bowl hangover too deep in the season. They're just too talented. So by now they'll be firing on all cylinders and beating the crap out of teams. At the Eagles, this is a loss. The teams are close, so home and home kind of makes sense for these two teams. And then versus Washington, this is a loss. Mostly because I don't really see Dallas as a very attentive team. Okay, the coaching's mostly clapping from what I've been able to gather, and they rely a lot on talent. So scheme and discipline really aren't their thing. I would assume with 10 wins, they're going to be able to just kind of slide into a wild card spot. And too many of the Dallas players seem like the kind of players that would be content with that. So they're going to phone it in and take a loss at the end of the season. But hey, 10-6 ain't bad, guys. You're going to get into the playoffs, but in traditional Jason Garrett and Cowboys style, you're going to exit pretty early because you're just not carrying any momentum through those last few games. Phoning it in becomes a habit, and yeah, that's not going to do too well come playoff time.